Welcome to the DummyKruger channel, everyone. Today's video takes us to the Jackson County Correctional Institution located in Jefferson, Georgia. Today's freedom fighter goes by the name North Georgia Audits, and he decides to pull a rogue nation by frauditing around a prison, with the results eventually ending in the same manner: handcuffed and jailed with a felony charge. Rogue Nation was found guilty of this exact charge back in April of this year, making him a two-time felon. Regrettably for North Georgia Audits, he failed to watch the video I created about Rogue Nation's arrest and prosecution, and he attempts to replicate the same exact actions. Check out Rogue's arrest video and conviction information below. Before we get started, please consider subscribing, turning on all your notifications, liking, and commenting below. Let's jump right in.
Here we are at Jackson County Correctional Institute, formerly known as I.W. Davis Prison. See, we're parked over here at the visitor parking. Now entering the Georgia Department of Corrections property. Blah, blah, blah. You can be searched.
I wanted to point this sign out because it's clear by entering this property that some of your rights are already limited. Throughout the video, you will hear him drawing comparisons between the grounds of this prison to a sidewalk, which is absurd on its face because a sidewalk is a traditional public forum. Walking on a sidewalk and being subjected to a search would absolutely be unconstitutional. This, of course, goes right over the freedom fighter's head, however.
Sir, this public. This is Jackson County Correctional Institute, owned by Jackson County, operated by the state of Georgia. I'm on public property, just as public as if I was on a sidewalk, sir. I'm allowed to film. I do this for a living. You can come make contact with me if you want to. You can ask me what I'm here, what I'm doing. I'll answer what questions I decide to answer, but I'm going to take some video and some picture of the facility here.
For what reason?
I don't have to tell you that, but for my personal reasons. News, media, content, publishing, whatever I decide to do with it. I have no ill will, no ill intent. I'm not here to drop any drugs off. I'm well within my rights, sir. Call a deputy out here if that's what you need to do, because you obviously don't know who this is public property.
Well, yes, it is obviously public property. That doesn't mean that one has full reign over said property.
So right here will be the entrance to the facility. Visitation day, Saturday. I'm not here to visit nobody, and I'm past the hours. As you can see, there are no signs that say that I'm entering a restricted area at this point. Some of my family spent some time in this area, but...
Well, that's interesting. I wonder if they are residents of the city of Jefferson or residents of the correctional facility. My guess is going to be the latter.
Some of my family spent some time in this area, but... or in this prison back when it was I.W. Davis.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
This is a publicly funded
You have to leave.
prison. I'm
If you do
okay,
not.
both of you are corrections. Neither one of you are A, going to get me to leave here, or B, get me to identify myself. If you think I have to leave public property, go ahead and call a deputy out here, and you two can be educated today. I'm not here for any ill intent. I'm taking a video. I'm doing a little narration. Got a dog over there, beautiful dog. But if either one of you,
it's private property.
it is not private property. If it's owned by Jackson County, it is publicly funded.
We're going to have to call somebody to remove you.
Please, I'm waiting. I guarantee, but mark my words, nobody gets my name, and they leave here before I do.
So on this particular visit, he was actually correct in his assertion. However, Mr. Right will eventually return to do a revisit. We'll be getting to that momentarily.
Anybody want to put money on that? You could have just come out and asked me what I was doing, and I told you. I did tell you, didn't I? Told you I was taking some pictures and video. Well within my rights. Constitutionally protected rights. He's not leaving. He's not identifying. He's not leaving. I'm in the white car. You can run my tag, but guess who is not going to come back to? I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to stand right here and wait for the deputies that show up.
He said he's waiting for the deputies to show up.
This is public property owned by Jackson County, funded by the public. I have every right to be here.
You want us to wait outside or go back in? All right, 10-4. All right.
So y'all don't make asses of yourself. You go back in. That's why he's having you go back in. Dipshits. You're gonna learn today. They're not gonna put shit on me. No chains on me.
Same script, different day. This man has a total of 8 videos, yet he's already claimed to do this for a living, while apparently, at least according to him, knows everything there is to know about his rights and public property.
Department of Corrections property, not private property, owned by the county of Jackson, run by Jackson County because it is Jackson County Correctional Institute. Our tax dollars fund this prison. Our tax dollars fund the people that operate this prison. None of this is private property. This is public property. Just as public as a sidewalk, until I go into an area that says restricted. Just as public as a park, till I go somewhere that says restricted access. Don't worry, it ain't coming back to me. Also, you realize you have to have RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion, to run a tag, don't you?
Do you see what I mean? Running someone's plate does not require reasonable articulable suspicion. It's clear he's heard this in the past from a previous auditor and took this as fact. He's the walking definition of Dunning-Kruger.
It ain't gonna come back to me or my address. I'm not stupid. And hopefully you learn a lesson today so that when you make it out there on patrol, you realize you cannot tell somebody to leave public property.
It's not public property.
When it's owned by the county, it's public property, sir. Funded by taxpayers, just like a city park. This is as public as any sidewalk in Jefferson or Commerce. And you're gonna find out today. Where's he at? He doesn't seem to be in too big of a hurry. Y'all should probably stay inside when he gets here so you don't look stupid by the end of this video. As you can see, when I move my fingers, we're back in the designated smoking area because I'm a chain smoker. See, technically, if you look, I could go all the way back there and film the backside of this prison. You can go on Google Maps and get a view of the top of this prison.
Once again, just like the sign that said he was subjected to search, the irony was a little too funny here not to mention. He claims he can walk around this entire complex anywhere he likes as long as there isn't a sign that says restricted area. However, he stopped by this same spot 3 different times in 30 minutes to smoke his little ciggies. If this area is like a public sidewalk, why did he continue to return to the designated smoking area to puff away? If it's your land, buddy, and you can do whatever the hell you want, smoke wherever the hell you want then.
Do you have any reason to come inside or anything?
I
like
had
that?
no reason to come inside.
Okay.
I did hit the button because they said a deputy was coming. I didn't want to leave before you got here.
Gotcha.
You know, so I did hit the button. But outside of that, I had no reason to want to come inside.
Okay.
I pulled up. I saw that dog. Was so happy because the first thing I want to do was get a video. Start the video with that dog.
I got you.
I don't know what that dog's for, but it's a beautiful dog, and I'm sure it keeps drugs out of this compound. But as I barely made it from there, the first one came out and told me I had to leave. I couldn't video. Told him he was wrong. I don't think I ever cussed either one of y'all. I told you guys I was wrong. I might have raised my voice a little bit because I have a certain way of talking, but I never disrespected either one of you guys. I just told you that you were wrong. And I hope, because you're eventually heading out to be a deputy at some point in the future, hopefully, no? You gonna stay corrections? Well, I hope at least whoever in here else that thought that I could not be where I was gets an education and helps them in the future. This sergeant, obviously, I forget his name because I'm bad with names.
Sergeant Bishop.
Sergeant
Just so
Bishop.
I'm clear, you're not interrupting any activity going on here at all? You're just out here videotaping, taking pictures?
Ask him that.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I've done nothing but walk up and down here and take a few videos. Stood right here, waited after they called the cops. I was here for less than 3 minutes
You don't
before I
have to
was
give me
accosted.
your name, but do you mind if I ask it?
My name's Shane.
Shane?
Yes, sir.
Last name Shane?
No, I wouldn't give my last name.
Okay.
No.
All right. What's your name?
Sergeant Sale.
Okay. I'll step inside and talk to you right quick, if you don't mind. You have a good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna hang around till you're done.
So the deputy eventually speaks with the correctional officers and allows the man to stay on the property, essentially agreeing with our First Amendment auditor. The deputy finally leaves after a few minutes and the auditor leaves shortly after that. He gave this place a big fat fail, so much so that he decided to call the warden a few days later, looking to get the correctional officers reprimanded. He didn't like what he heard from the warden, however, so he made a return visit a few days later.
Arrest by the warden of this prison that's run by the county, because I came up here and audited the other day. Called to tell them they should at least have a restricted access sign there, because I could walk all the way down there. All the way down there I could walk, because there's no restricted access signs. There's no restricted access signs anywhere on this property, I guess until you get inside. But when I called to talk to them about the incident that happened where they called the cops and the cops upheld their my constitutional rights, the warden decided he was going to get on the phone and tell me if I came back on this property I was going to get arrested. So here we are. Let's go get arrested.
And arrested he does get.
I don't know his name. This is the one that threatened me with arrest. This is his county fucking vehicle. Threatened me with arrest if I came back on this property to take another video after Jackson County Sheriff's Department said I had every right to be on public property. Here's the front entrance. And here they come. Took less than 2 minutes. Took less than 2 minutes.
You need to leave the premises.
I'm not leaving the premises.
All right, arrest him.
Where's the
Arrest
deputy
him.
at? Where's the deputy at?
Go ahead and arrest him.
Where's the sheriff's deputy at?
Go ahead, put your hands
You gonna arrest me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You just signed yourselves to check?
You think so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, I did.
He told me to leave. Have I been trespassed? Have I been formally trespassed for one? No, I haven't. Where's the trespass form for one? Two, this is public fucking property.
It is not.
Is that still running? Please leave it running.
It is not public.
There you go.
property.
I appreciate that.
Under USCGA 42517, it shall be unlawful for any person to loaf, linger, or stand around where inmates are employed or kept after having been ordered by the warden, superintendent, or designated representative in charge of the inmates to desist.
Doesn't apply to when you're on public property.
I really liked his last sentence saying it doesn't apply on public property. It specifically only applies when you're on public property, given that this is a state-run facility. A lot of these guys don't think before they speak and simply regurgitate what they've heard on similar YouTube channels. He mysteriously removed this footage from his YouTube channel, which struck me as peculiar since he appeared so confident in exercising his rights on the property, assuming there were no signs indicating otherwise. If these guys are going to continue acting in this manner, they should really brush up on the public forum doctrine. When it pertains to our First Amendment rights, there's a massive difference between a public sidewalk and the grounds of a public prison. Public sidewalks, as well as parks and streets, are considered traditional public forums where individuals have a robust constitutional right to express their views and engage in First Amendment protected activities. Government regulations on speech in these areas must meet a high standard of strict scrutiny to be deemed constitutional. However, the grounds of a public prison fall under the category of a non-public forum. These areas are not open to public speech and assembly, and the government has more discretion in regulating the conduct of individuals within these premises. For one reason or another, most of these so-called freedom fighters fail to take this into consideration, and as long as they continue to misinform their viewers, I'll be doing my best to correct some of their assertions. I don't have much hope for them changing their ways, however, so it looks like I may be here for quite a while. Alright guys, thanks so much for stopping by today. Remember to hit the subscribe button, like, and comment below. This is Dummy Kruger, and I'll see you guys on the next video.